Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. This week's video, we are reviewing a backpack built around a first aid kit. This is the Aska 24-liter everyday carry backpack. So they get a C for creativity and naming, but the name does tell you exactly what this is. This is a 24-liter everyday carry backpack, and like I said, it is built around a pretty robust first aid kit. This is a heavy-duty pack built with Cordura soft touch fabric. It has YKK zippers, Duraflex hardware, as well as Spandura, which this one's a new one to me. So all of these elastic pieces right here have Cordura woven into them, and it is very, very sturdy, or so I'm told. I've been using this pack in my daily life for a couple weeks now. Now, this pack does come in a couple different colorways. It comes in Ranger Green, which you see here, and that's one of my favorite colorways. It comes in Midnight Black as well as brown, and then they have a white version that's actually made out of X-Pack, which is kind of a lightweight fabric that you see in some of these hyper lightweight backpacks. Now, a lot in this pack isn't gonna make sense before I show you the med kit, so that's what we're gonna start with. I do wanna say, I came from work and this is exactly what I have in the pack. I didn't change anything in this. I got home like half an hour ago, set up the studio, and now we're filming it. So this is exactly how I have this packed up, just to take to and from work and things like that. So like I just said, a lot in this pack isn't going to make sense until I show you the first aid kit. And this is by far the most unique feature of this pack, and obviously it draws me to it because I'm very concerned with medical preparedness in general. Now, the thought here is that we oftentimes leave home without the essentials, and a lot of times med packs can take up unnecessary space in packs. Now, there are a lot of options on the market for, mounting med kits to the outside, to the inside, getting different supplies in different places that might not be obtrusive to everyday use. The difference here is that this one is like dedicated to a med pack, and you can buy it fully stocked. The med kit itself adds about $150 to this pack, and honestly, I think that is more than fair considering the content. So let's get into it. So right here, you've got a little Swiss flag. It's really a first aid flag, but the use of a Red Cross is actually highly regulated, which I think is interesting. As you open it up, you have this soft pocket here, and it comes with a splint. Now, I should mention that this is the advanced kit. You can get an intermediate kit, and then you can buy this completely empty depending on how many supplies you have at home and if you want to stock it yourself. So right here, we've got an off-brand Sam splint. This guy right here is ENR, and it's going to work by molding this around a broken extremity and then wrapping it with some of the stuff in the rest of the kit. One thing that's missing here is I'd really like to see a Mylar blanket just right alongside this, but that's something you can easily supply yourself. So the kit comes out just like this, and you can tell it takes up a fair amount of space in the bottom of the pack, but when you're going about your everyday life, you don't need to dig through the pack to get to it. It's a totally separate compartment at the bottom of the pack, which I really like. One bonus here is that it does give you some padding for the stuff inside the pack, so if you slam this down on the ground, this is a built-in buffer zone. So the pack itself comes in the same colorway as the pack here. I think it looks really good. It's obvious what it is right here. And then it is made just as durable as the rest of the pack. So as we open this guy up, we've got a number of different things. So first, we've got this middle panel right here that has our trauma shears. It has some forceps right here. It has a Sharpie. And then in here, we've got some like minor care items. I actually used these the other week because I forgot to clip my fingernails going to work. So I did that work. Got nail clippers, got a light right here, and then a thermometer, and I believe there's some tweezers back in there somewhere. It also comes with a first aid manual. So this is a quick wilderness first aid manual. We'll talk about some of the use cases of this pack and some of the things the creator wanted to do with it. So right here, if you're kind of lost, if you need to look something up, this is a great resource. It talks about like reducing shoulders, dislocations if you're in the middle of nowhere, and a bunch of other things that you're just not gonna find in a lot of civilian first aid resources. I should mention that this pack was invented by a Marine and turned ER physician that's working for the Air Force. So he knows what's up. He's been around the block and is very tuned in medically. So right here, all of these pockets are mesh pockets, and they all have labels right on them if you buy it fully stocked. Obviously, each one's going to have the right materials in it. So when we have minor wounds right here, we've got our roll of acrylics, we've got triple antibiotic ointment, and then we have a metric ton of Band-Aids in this in all shapes and sizes. We have moleskin right here, and then we have some bigger bandages. This is for your, cuts, scrapes, falls, that kind of thing. And then somewhere in here, we've got some liquid skin. So this is like, super glue that's not toxic, that's not going to mess you up if you throw it in the wound really quick. It's really nice to have all of these things because while these might not be life-threatening situations, they are things that's gonna make your hike a little worse if you don't have something to carry with it. If you have toddlers, you know how important having Band-Aids on hand at all times is, and that might be life or death. Just ask them. So in the next pocket down, we have major wounds. This pocket here is pretty full, but it still opens, no problem. We have combat gauze, quick clot. This is for your wound packing, your junctional sites, and then we have a big emergency trauma dressing right here. This is the 4-inch wide one, and honestly, it's plenty for almost everything you're going to encounter. So these are your major wounds. There is a tourniquet that's included in the advanced kit, and that comes on the inside of the pack. I talked to John, the owner and co-inventor of this company, and he was kind of going back and forth of including that tourniquet in just the advanced kit or both the minor kit and the advanced kit. We decided to go, or he decided to go with it just in the advanced kit, just because it does add a pretty substantial cost to it, and he still wants this to be accessible to a lot of people. So if you want that tourniquet, you can either buy the advanced version here, or you can go buy that separately and throw it in the pack. It does not fit in this first aid kit. It is in the pack itself. That's a potential negative because it is nice to have all your medical things in one place instead of kind of digging, especially if I'm throwing this to somebody. All of that being said, it's pretty rare we're going to use a tourniquet in a wilderness scenario. It can happen, but it's not the most common thing ever. So right down here, we've got the ortho compartment. We've got a triangular bandage. This reminds me, I really need to do a video on like how to do a sling in a swath. It's a really good skill to have, and these triangular bandages make it really easy. If you buy this kit completely empty, you can always cut up sheets and make what's called a cravat. Works really well. I did that for years on ski patrol. We've got just roller bandages and then some Coban. Coban's something that is going to go bad in your pack after it gets really hot and cold over a long period of time. You'll find that this kind of compresses. So just make sure you're kind of changing that out every year or so. It's pretty cheap. You can buy it at any pharmacy there. So if you get the pack, it's a good thing to have, but you just have to be aware some of these things will degrade over time, and people really want me to do a video about that. So again, the packet's a little bit tight, but it all fits. We talked about everything in here. That flips over. Now we have meds, eye care right here. So we got, once again, a bunch of individually packaged medications, some aspirin, Difen, ibuprofen, Tylenol, all of that good stuff. And then probably some antidiarrheals as well. We have a saline flush for your eyes. We have some glucose paste for your diabetic patient, or, if you're really dragging on energy, glucose is great for a fast burn energy source. It's basically a running gel. And then we have a little padded eye shield right here. So nothing like substantial, but it's enough to take care of kind of your minor wound care, and then it has enough meds for most hiking trips. Again, if you buy this empty, there's nothing special about these meds being like individually packaged. I like it, but if you buy like a med, put it in a plastic bag, throw it in here, just label what it is, you're gonna be good to go. Or, just throw them all in one, take a handful and see what happens. I'm joking, don't actually do that. This next one down here, we've got burns and stings. So we've got hydrocortisone cream, kind of anti-itch cream right there. And then we've got sting relief stuff. We've got alcohol pads right here. We've got insect repellent. So if you forgot that at home and you're hiking, where there's a lot of bugs, it's really great to have. We've got a roller bandage here to keep the burn dressing on. And then last but not least, you got some burn gel. And right here, we've got a small burn shield dressing. So this is a moist dressing. And this is fine for your minor burns that you're not going to go, into the hospital for necessarily. This will reduce the pain really quickly. It stops the burning process and will keep the wound pretty clean. If you are going into a burn center, if this is a burn that needs emergency care after it occurs, all of these burn centers are going to, just dry sterile dressings over the wound. They do not like gel, paste, anything on it. They don't like Silvadene. nothing. So just be aware, like with these ones, I'll be honest, I've never used a burn dressing like this. If I see a burn in the field, granted that's pretty serious if they're calling a helicopter, we're just going to wrap it with a non-stick abdominal pad and bring it to somebody else so they can debride it and make sure it heals properly. If there is gel on it, it's not the end of the world for them, but it just means a little bit more, cleansing of that wound to get it all off once they start receiving care in the hospital. So that's right there. And then the last pocket, we've got the miscellaneous and PPE. So we got gloves. I don't like black gloves. I'm going to replace these simply because you can't see blood and bodily fluids on them very well. From, an emergency care standpoint, that matters because, if I'm doing a blood sweep looking for somebody bleeding, I might not see it on my hands. From, a potentially gross standpoint is you don't know your glove's contaminated and you like wipe your face or something and now you've got a blood streak on your face. That's another negative here. So you got 2 packs of gloves. It's not the end of the world, but I will replace these with something else. We have a CPR face shield, so you're not doing mouth to mouth. We have a whistle to get attention. And then we've got some duct tape and some strike on box matches right here. They're safety matches. So all of that I think is great to have in a kit. It kind of treads that line between, kind of wilderness, just general preparedness with some emergency items and first aid, which I think is really cool and fits well into the use case for this pack. So all of that stows pretty neatly in this. And then it goes right on the bottom here and fits nicely. Like I said, my big addition here would be a Mylar blanket just to insulate your patients a little bit more. It's something that can save your life in the wilderness. So let's talk about the outside of the pack now that we got the first aid kit out of the way. Right up front, we have this bungee pocket right here. And these are really nice. These are really nice feeling. You can fit, a shell in here. You can throw miscellaneous stuff. I had like an energy drink in here the other day. Just easy to stash it. And then it holds it in place because it is elastic. If you got some wet clothes or something you don't want to put in the rest of the pack, great place for it. Either side, you have these bungee pockets. I've got 2 dogs, so I carry a lint roller wherever I go nowadays, and it fits fine in the side there. And then as you can see with this one, it fits my 48-ounce tall Nalgene water bottle. These things expand a ton. I think my one complaint here is I wish this was like maybe an inch taller, because I notice, especially when this is full, it starts leaning out. It hasn't dropped out. There hasn't been an actual problem, but it does kind of feel like it's on the precipice of popping out right there. Now you have 2 securing straps on either side. You can lash things to the outside, or if you're worried about a water bottle like this, you could just throw that on the outside, strap it in, and it will work great for you. Now, top pocket right here, this is a felt line storage pocket. So generally speaking, you're gonna use this for your sunglasses. It's a great place to put them so they're not gonna get all scratched up. In here, I've just put like charging cables because I use those all the time. And then the zippers are high quality. Now, coming to the side right here, we've got a laptop pocket, and this goes down the entire pack. Now, I have my 15-inch MacBook Pro with a case in here. And I'll tell you, this is one of my complaints here, is that it fits, but it doesn't fit well. And there's a couple different alternatives here. So this continues up into the pack a little bit more. So to get it in and out, I really have to shove it up to the top and then rotate it up off the ground. It just takes a little bit of effort to get it out, but it does fit. If I take the case off, it fits no issues whatsoever. One of my recommendations to John was just to move the zipper up another inch, and then I think these issues go away altogether, or have an opening from the top, depending on what he decides to do with that. So, like I said, it fits, but it's not the easiest fit right there. Now, the front, these straps are another unique part of this pack. Now, these are designed around a running vest. I've done a lot of running in the last 3 years, completed a 100-mile ultra marathon back in, I think, September of last year. So I have spent a lot of time in running vests, and this is very reminiscent of that. So these are really wide straps in the front, and they clip on with these guys, which are totally adjustable up and down depending on what you need. And what I really like about this is it kind of takes a lot of the strain off your shoulders and puts more pressure on your chest. You'll notice this doesn't have a waist strap or anything like that, but it holds weight very well. I threw about 50 pounds in here of sandbags, and I was able to carry it comfortably even without a waist strap to kind of hoist that load a little bit. So the straps are really cool. You've got these two bungee pockets right here and then zippers on either side. All of those are big enough to fit a phone. So this is an iPhone 16. I can throw that in the top right here and it will go all the way down, or I can throw it even in this zippered pocket and it fits as well. So you can throw your wallet, anything like that. I'll be honest, for like everyday stuff, I don't put anything in here for like an everyday pack. But if I was hiking with this, these would be money. I really like having easy access to snacks, and then my phone, I don't always like having that, you know, in my pocket while I'm hiking. So really cool pockets. They're the same on either side. For the ultra runners out there, this will fit your Solomon Hydro Flasks. It doesn't fit them prettily though. I kind of squeeze it. They sit up out the top just a little bit. It's not really intended for that. So I don't really think it's a viable hydration solution if you do want to throw your hydration packs in there. At the top, you've got these two straps, and I was very confused of these right at first because I was like, oh, it looks like a sizing mechanism. He included these just to hang it like in an airframe, essentially. If you're traveling, you can throw this, hang it up on some webbing. You can also throw it around a tree branch. So you can just take these clips here, feed them through the other part of it, and then you get a little pass through there. It's not amazingly easy to do. I've done it. You can also like feed it back in on itself. That works as well, but it's kind of a nice feature. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good. This carry handle right here, this is what you'd strap your carabiner to on your climbing vest. This thing is super heavy duty. Does it need to be this heavy duty? Probably not, but it is, and I kind of like it. All right, so coming into the pack itself, we open the top and you have this kind of intermediate opening. Like I said, I came from work. This is exactly what I had in this while I was at work. Now this does come all the way down, but these buckles kind of stop at halfway. And honestly, halfway open is all you need to do most of the time if you're not a YouTuber doing a review on a specific pack. So opening it all the way, we've got a number of different things. So on either side, we have these deep pockets. Carry my Thames radio with me because if stuff goes down while I'm at my full-time job, it's nice to kind of hear what's happening. I'm a nerd that way. These pockets are pretty deep on either side, and you can throw a number of things. This is where the tourniquet came when I got the pack itself. Fits nicely in there. And then there's these two mesh pockets over here. I just have my magic mouse for editing that fits nicely in that pocket. Now, this is why I was saying that it doesn't make sense to review the pack without showing the med kit first, because this is not a very deep pack. The med pack takes up, 6-ish inches at the bottom. So it's not a very deep pack, which some people are going to like, some people are going to hate. I personally don't mind it because when I have any of my normal everyday backpacks that I've been using for years and years and years, they're pretty deep and I throw things in there and it's not a big deal. I can get them out easily, but I never fill it up. I'm never really filling these everyday carry packs all the way to the top. I'm not carrying a ton of different layers. I've got a duffel bag for that. So when I'm just throwing my headphones and my chargers at the bottom, this is all I really need. Now, right here, we've got this elastic pocket that I just keep my charger for my laptop and then another USB-C charger for various things. It has this pocket, which does fit my 15-inch MacBook Pro, but it comes right up to the top and you kind of have to zip the zippers over it. So it works, but it's not super pretty right there. Now at the top, we've got one piece of Velcro. You can throw your patches on it if you want. Obviously, I have a Prep Medic patch right there. Now, lastly, let's talk about the lid right here. These are just high quality mesh pockets. Down here, I got some extra patches if I'm handing them out to somebody while I'm going about my business. And then in here, I just carry like all my SSDs and everything. You guys have no idea how much storage I go through just running this YouTube channel. I swear each one of these projects is like 60 gigabytes of data storage, and that gets expensive quickly. So all in all, I think this pack works really good. Now, some people are going to love this, some people are not, because you do sacrifice some usable space for the addition of that first aid kit. And there are other options that have, the ability to molly it on the outside, things like that. For a lot of people though, they're not looking for that, tactical molly. They don't want to have to figure out how to mount it. This is not a customizable pack. This pack is what you see. It has very dedicated pockets, which for the right person, I think is perfect if they don't want to spend a lot of time, getting their setup just right. And this also isn't meant to like take a lot of, tactical accessories. This thing isn't meant you know, to be throwing armor in or have off-body carrier, anything like that, which again, for some people is going to be a plus. For other people, it's going to turn them off to it. Now, what I really like about products like this is it's a product that knows exactly what it is, and it's unapologetic about that. So it knows exactly the group of people it's going for, and I think it does a very good job. As far as quality goes, I think it's great. I don't think this thing is going to fall apart anytime soon. Now, you might have to be a little patient with them on their availability on their website. Obviously, links down below, and I don't get paid by them at all. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. But their availability has been spotty on these packs, whether you can get them in different colors, and a lot of them are still in the pre-order phase, so very, very new. If you have any questions on this pack, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.